Welcome back to an episode of the BJack 70 Show. I'm your host, Brandon Jackson, and I thought we were done. I thought we were over it, but it seems like we have to come back and talk once again about the saga of Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns. And you're probably asking, if you don't already know, you might be asking, why do we have to relitigate this? Why do we have to go back to this? Why would we ever need to talk about it again? And let me show you. This is a tweet from January 20th, 2026. Baker Mayfield. Well, let me read the original first. Falcons head coach Kevin Stefanski had a dumpster fire at quarterback in Cleveland. Baker Mayfield and Deshaun Watson failed, which started a chain reaction to 11 other starters. Shedeur Sanders closed out last season with 7 starts. Baker Mayfield caught wind of this, got it sent to him, searched his name on Twitter. Who knows? Who knows what happened? But it got in front of him. And he chose to quote tweet it and say the following: "Failed is quite the reach, pal. Still waiting on a text or call from him after I got shipped off like a piece of garbage. Can't wait to see you twice a year, coach." Aren't you over it yet? Aren't you over it yet? We know the whole story. You get traded from Cleveland to Carolina. You get beat out by Sam Darnold in Carolina. You end up playing scout team defensive line in Carolina. You get released from Carolina. Sean McVay throws you a life vest, brings you into Los Angeles. You miraculously show up on a Tuesday, win a game on Thursday. It's a great story for everybody. Happy Baker Mayfield. You leave Los Angeles. You get signed by Tampa Bay on a prove-it deal. You have to beat out Kyle Trask in training camp. You do it. You start for the Buccaneers. You play pretty well. You get a contract extension. You get paid for real. Everything's going great. You're throwing to Mike Evans and Chris Godwin when he's on the field. Everything's great. You win a playoff game even. It's all good. And then 2025 comes around. Mike Evans is hurt. Chris Godwin is working his way back from serious injury. You have a rookie, Emeka Egbuka, starting off blazing, but he gets hurt in the middle of the season. And then what happens? You start off hot, Baker. You start off hot. And then all of a sudden, what happens? You hurt your left shoulder. Your labrum might be torn. Your labrum is hurt. Your left shoulder's hurt. You start airmailing passes. You start throwing interceptions, incomplete passes batted down at the line of scrimmage. We've seen this story before. And you have a shot. You have a shot to get in the playoffs. You can't beat the Saints. You can't beat the Falcons. Can't beat the Dolphins. You somehow find a way to beat the Panthers. But because you lost all those other games, it doesn't matter. You missed the playoffs anyway. And now you want to come on Twitter. Now you want to come on Twitter and have the audacity to say you're waiting on a text or a call from Kevin Stefanski still because he shipped you out like a piece of garbage. Why do you think you got shipped out like a piece of garbage? Huh? Why do you think that? Why would you think that? Is it because maybe on the way out in 2021, you were playing like a piece of garbage? Did you ever think about that? Did you ever think about that? You went to two whole colleges. Did they ever teach you how to use your fucking brain? Did you ever think about that? Maybe you did play like a piece of garbage on the way out. Don't believe me? Don't worry. I brought the proof. First, first game, lose to Kansas City. You're playing Patrick Mahomes. Okay, whatever. Uh first couple of games, Browns actually start off 3-1. You lose, looks like a heartbreaker to the Chargers. Get blown out by the Arizona Cardinals. Blown out. Blown out. Blown out. Oh yeah. And this Minnesota game that you won, by the way, is the infamous we missed Odell Beckham every which way from Sunday, couldn't get the ball to him. Get so bad, can't throw to the best receiver that Cleveland maybe has ever had put on the uniform, but it is what it is. He gets cut November 5th. November 7th, you come out. You have a great game. By your standards, a great game. 66% completion, 218 yards, 2 touchdowns. By all means, that was the peak of 2021 for you personally, I guess. Because after that, get absolutely dominated by the New England Patriots. Come out 11 for 21, 73 whole yards. You manage to score a touchdown, you throw an interception. Okay. The next week, Detroit Lions, you come out, the Browns win the game, somehow find a way to win the game. But if you're a Cleveland fan, you know the interception I talk about that I'm talking about. He threw 2 of them this week. One of them, he threw up a turkey sub over, maybe it was Jarvis Landry. I don't remember who the receiver was. Threw it a mile over his head straight into a Detroit Lions defensive back's hands. You're so mad. You're so angry. You play so ass. The team won the game. You didn't shake hands afterwards. You didn't talk to the media afterwards. You're all pissy. You're all pissed off. You're so angry with Baker. Your team won. What happened? What happened? And then the next week, if you're a Cleveland Browns fan, you know the game I'm talking about. This game, we lose 16-10 to Baltimore. Doesn't look too crazy. I mean, under 50% completions. You threw for a lot of yards. 1 touchdown, no interceptions. You took 2 sacks. Wow, how it must have been a really close game. What went on in that game for you to only lose by 6 to the Ravens? Well, a little something on the other side happened, and that was Lamar Jackson threw 4 interceptions, and you still couldn't win that game. Oh, good luck. In 2 weeks, you come back and you play the Baltimore Ravens at home, and you get the victory there. But, how'd you end up doing that? Wasn't Lamar, did Lamar Jackson bounce back? Nope, he got hurt. He played Tyler Huntley, and Tyler Huntley got sacked 4 times, fumbled twice. Browns recovered the fumble 2 times, and you managed to get that victory. Okay, next week, what's going on? It's Christmas. It's Christmas. If you're a Browns fan, once again, I'm sensing a theme here. You know what happened. He ruined Christmas, threw 4 interceptions on Christmas Day in front of the world, in front of God and everybody, threw 4 picks on Christmas Day. Ruined the day for everybody. And then what do? You follow it up the next week. You play the Pittsburgh Steelers, 42% completion percentage, 185 yards. Oh, you managed to throw 2 touchdowns. You throw 2 interceptions. And guess what? Guess what this number 9 is over here? That's sacks, guys. You get sacked 9 times. You couldn't move out of the way. You couldn't protect yourself. Why couldn't you protect yourself? Because you were playing with a torn labrum. It must have hurt like hell. You couldn't move. You couldn't throw the ball. Why didn't you sit down? Why didn't you get surgery? Oh, you told everybody that would listen that. Hold on, let me get back. Let me get back on screen real quick. You told everybody that would listen to sit down, shut up. You're the one that decides who plays. You're the one that decides if you're going to play. You don't listen to the coaches. You don't listen to the doctors. It's all on you. So you played. You went out there. You get sacked 9 times. Guess what? You played like a piece of garbage. Garbage. And yes, after that performance, what'd you do the next week? Nothing, because you finally sat down because we were eliminated. The season was over. Everybody else played against the Cincinnati Bengals. What did you do? You didn't show up. You didn't play. You quit. You said bye. You walked out. You took your ball and you went home. And guess what happened after that? You left. You went bye-bye to whatever off-season workouts you do or probably didn't do, because you never worked out in the off season with the quarterback coach like everybody wanted you to try to get better, to further your development, but you didn't want to do that because you knew better, because you were the number 1 overall pick, Baker Mayfield. You were the Heisman Trophy winner, Baker Mayfield. You were the guy that won a playoff game in Cleveland, Baker Mayfield, but didn't realize on the other side, Pittsburgh turned the ball over 5 times and a half. That's the reason why you won the game. Browns were up by 4 scores, only won by 2 scores. Run that game back, see if Baker Mayfield had anything to do with that victory in the playoffs. He didn't. So anyway, you go home, you fuck off and do whatever. It's the off season now. You request a trade. They weren't going to pay you. Nobody was going to pay you. Nobody was going to pay you what you wanted at that quarterback contract. Nobody was going to give it to you. And let me pull it up. Let's go back. Check the date. Sunday, 11/28. That's the 16-10 loss. That is the game Lamar Jackson threw 4 interceptions. Just remember that. Give me 1 second. Here. Sorry, this is bad podcasting, but I am making a point. Trust me, I'm making a point. All right, here we are. After that game, the morning after that game, November 29th, 2021, the day after the game that Lamar Jackson threw 4 interceptions and you still couldn't get it done. Just so we're all clear, this is what the consensus was on Baker Mayfield at that time. The tweet is, out of all 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL, where's Baker Mayfield on your list? 32, 34, 36. There are better. There are backups that are better. This is what was going on. You were a dickhead. We cannot keep going back and revising history. We can't keep doing it. The reason you were no longer a Cleveland Brown is because you got hurt and you decided to play through injury and not listen to anybody, not sit down, not get surgery, not get healthy, not rehab, and come back the next year. No, you wanted to play through it. You wanted to prove you were tough, prove to everybody you were a franchise quarterback, prove to everybody you could play through injury and get a big contract. and you fell flat on your face. And you cannot tell me otherwise. Anybody that's watching this video that is not from Cleveland and you try to tell me otherwise, I'm not going to listen to you. You were not here. I am from Cleveland. I live this every single week. I love football. I watch football every single week during the football season. This was my lived experience along with every other Cleveland Browns fan in this city. He was dog shit at the end. And I don't know why you're mad at Kevin Stefanski for your play on the football field. I really don't. I really don't. And now we're back. We're in Tampa, and it's happening again, and it's rearing its ugly head again. Same exact situation. Hurt shoulder, fucked up play, interceptions, inaccurate passes, balls being batted down at the line of scrimmage, all over again. And your team failed because of you. Because of you. History was repeating itself again. Now you're in the same spot in Tampa. You don't know if your contract is going to get extended because you look like shit down the stretch. They shouldn't pay you. Who else wants to pay you? Nobody wants to pay you right now again. We're not going to keep doing this. We're not going to keep doing this. Every single time either Baker Mayfield himself comes and tries to change the narrative, the national media comes in and tries to change the narrative, I will not let it happen. I will not let it happen. We know what happened. We were there. We lived through it. And if you try to say otherwise, it's bullshit. I'll see y'all later.